What's going on? Welcome to Blockchain Tech and Finance News with me, your host, KinToshi. If you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications here to Blockchain Tech and Finance News. Right over there, I'm going to turn this up on the Twitter side, make sure the monitor is running and all that cool jazz. Yeah, if you're on the Twitter side, you can chat as well. I can see in the chats there. Just check the monitor playbacks. I have a slew of different news articles to read today before I go out for the day. Yep. All right, cool. Everything's working fine. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and go right on into the pieces of news that I found interesting to read today, and within crypto, blockchain, finance, technology. All right, starting out, let's go on with turn this mic down a little bit, with the coin market cap on the Bitcoin news. Sorry, not the Bitcoin news, the Bitcoin valuation for today. Well, I guess you could consider that Bitcoin news. Why not? Sure. All right, we got Bitcoin at $58,542.82, down 0.86 in the past 24 hours, up 3.84% in the past 7 days. We got Ethereum at $4,732.04, up 0.05%. Binance Coin, $645.19, up 1.98%. Tether USDT, $1. Solana, $228.38, up 5.23% in the past 24 hours. Cardano, ADA, down 0.93% at $1.60. XRP, $1. Down 1.65%. USD coin, USDC, up 1.6% instead of $1. Polkadot, $38.03, down 1.66%. And Dogecoin in at number 10, 21 cents, down 3.44%. All right, so that's top 10. After that, we've got Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Terra, Crypto.com Coin, Litecoin, Polygon, Wrap Bitcoin, Uniswap, Binance, USD, BUSD, Chainlink, Algorand, Bitcoin Cash, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Stellar, Elrond, Internet Computer, VeChain, Terra USD, Filecoin, FTX token, Tron, TRX, and at number 32 at 0.09. It's up 2.1% in the past 7 days. On the trending, we've got Micro Pets up 8.51%, Mini Sportszilla up 5.64%, Floki Rocket 38% is up 38%, and the biggest gainers we got TXBit token up 3,569%, Euro Shiba Inu up 3,404%, and Mars SpaceX MPX up 582%. I don't know anything about these. Take caution in the markets. Do your own research. And I'm not a financial advisor, so do a lot of careful research. Only do what's most comfortable for you and yourself. The first piece of news I have here. Now, I'm not going to be doing transitions anymore. I'm just going to kind of go right into article after article. Got Cointelegraph. It's from Cointelegraph here. Just from Brian Quarmby, Meta's head of crypto, to step down at the end of this year. Explaining his decision to leave Meta, David Marcus, let me turn this down. Double music monitor playing. Sorry about that. Explaining his decision to leave Meta, David Marcus said, actually, let me turn it down on the actual stream as well. All right, in explaining his decision to leave Meta, David Marcus said that his entrepreneurial DNA had been nudging him for too many mornings in a row to continue ignoring. David Marcus, the head of Meta's cryptocurrency and fintech until unit Novi, will step down from his role by the end of 2021. Taking over from Marcus will be Stephanie Casriel, The former CEO of Upwork, who has been at Meta, formerly known as Facebook, since August 2020, Marcus announced the decision via December 1st tweet, noting that he had made the difficult decision to leave the firm by the end of this year. The exec didn't go into the detail about what his next move would be, but hinted that it may be something new and exciting that he builds himself. While there's still so much to do. Right on the heels of launching Novi, I will remain passionate as ever about the need for change in our payments and financial system. My entrepreneurial DNA has been nudging me for too many mornings in a row to continue ignoring it. Marcus has worked at the company since 2014, initially taking up a role in the firm's messenger service branch before shifting his focus to the financial services in 2018 by founding Meta's digital wallet Novi, which also bears the same name as the fintech unit, along with co-founding the beleaguered DM stablecoin project, which now operates independently. So there's this tweet there. It looks like Marcus joins a list of former executives of the social media's giant crypto unit who have left the firm over the past 12 months, including fellow DM co-founders Morgan Beller and Kevin Wheel, who both took up new roles at NFX and Planet, respectively. Ever heard of those? Novi and DM have faced intense scrutiny from local and international regulators due to their connections with Facebook, and neither project yet due to fully launch during that timeframe. In October, a group of U.S. senators, including crypto skeptic Elizabeth Warren, sent a letter to Facebook calling on the firm to discontinue its wallet project just hours after Novi launched a pilot in the United States and Guatemala in partnership with Coinbase. Now that the future of Novi is in someone else's hands, Marcus reflected on his time and said that his proudest achievement was assembling a kick-ass team over the past 3 years. Hey, at least you got that to say about it, right? All right, next article here. Let's go. CoinDesk. Another article about crypto here. So, in the business side of CoinDesk, Crypto.com to acquire Nadex, small exchange from IG Group, for $216 million. The deal for the trading platforms will enable Crypto.com to offer certain derivatives and futures products to U.S.-based customers. This is from writer Jamie Crawley for CoinDesk. So, Crypto.com, a Singapore-based crypto exchange, said Wednesday that it has agreed to buy North American derivatives exchange Nadex and small exchange from London-based financial services firm IG Group for $216 million to expand its presence in the U.S. I've heard of Nadex before. IG owns 39% of Small Exchange, which had previously received backing from interactive broker group Phillip Capital, Jump Capital, Citadel, and Peak Six Investments, according to Crunchbase. The deal was expected to close in the first half of 2022, subject to regulatory approval. Crypto.com will use the acquisition as a gateway to trade certain derivatives and futures products for U.S.-based customers. Nadex is a Chicago-based online exchange and clearinghouse offering retail-focused derivative products on some of the major global markets, while Small Exchange provides small, simplified future products also in retail investors. Was that it? Yep, that's it. So we got that little piece of news there about Crypto.com continuing its expanse. But they just bought the naming rights of some... I think I read about that in a prior news article. About the rights to like a basketball, a stadium arena or something like that, and renamed it Crypto Arena or something. Mr. Gox, the cryptocurrency, I read about this article before about Mr. Gox, the crypto trading hamster. Apparently he's passed away. The crypto trading hamster, Mr. What is this? Get rid of this. Has passed away. The rodent who shot into internet fame for his ability to often outperform human investors using a specially built trading cage died on Tuesday. The furry financier's official Twitter account announced the hamster's death to his 18,000 followers on social media. You prove to us that the internet doesn't necessarily have to be a toxic wasteland, his owners told the BBC. We're absolutely overwhelmed with the uncountable and touching condolences which we received across all channels. What we personally learned about this project has little to do with crypto. The BBC, The hamster's financial career and subsequent fame were born of an experiment by two friends in Germany who wanted to prove the randomness of success in the digital currency industry. Mr. Gox's trading office attached to his regular cage was watched by thousands on Twitch On a Twitch live stream, he would famously make decisions by running in his intention wheel to select which cryptocurrency he'd like to trade and subsequently entering either a buy or sell tunnel on his office floor. Every time he ran through the tunnel, electronics wired to his office completed the trade according to Mr. Gox's desires. The tiny trader began his financial career on on the 12th of June 2021. After his final day of trading on November 22nd, his portfolio was up 19.7% and he had made about 98 euros profit. Recent calculations by crypto news site Proto suggested the Hamster's latest financial results beat investing supremo Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway. On occasion, Mr. Gox even came out slightly ahead of Bitcoin, the biggest of the cryptocurrencies. Gox Capital was not a real investment firm. However, Mr. Gox's human partners stressed with every tweet that the Hamster decision should not be taken as investment advice. The pair, a programmer and a lecturer, saw Mr. Gox as the face of a light-hearted side project. It seems like most people from our generation see no other chance than throwing a lot of their savings in the crypto market without having a clue what's going on there, the anonymous duo behind Mr. Gox explained in September. We were just joking about whether my hamster would be able to make smarter investment decisions than we humans do, they told the BBC. Since the announcement of the much-loved hamster's death, hundreds of people around the world have paid tribute to his contribution to the crypto community. Yeah, so they got like a bunch of little sympathy tweets here. No plans for a successor. As Mr. Gox's owners come to terms with their loss, they say they have not yet decided if they will get a new pet. People have been asking about whether there will be a successor, keeping up business at Gox Capital, but the truth is that we don't know. Most of our viewers really got attached to our buddy, and many didn't even care about the crypto. This hits me harder than I expected. When the choice is made, we decide to have a new family member. We could think about continuing with the project. Until then, no plans. All right. Rest in peace, Mr. Gox. In hamster heaven. Spin up the next article here. Let's go. If you're on the chat side, go ahead and chat. Say what's up. KinToshi just shared 5 bits. Love you too. Will, what's up, Will? How's it going? Yeah, if I don't respond to you right away, I'm reading the news, but I will say what's up. And you can let me know what kind of projects or news you'd like to see or find interesting in these articles on the chat side, most definitely. And I will take it into consideration, most definitely, and give shout outs, as well as all of these article descriptions are in the description box below on the recaps on YouTube side at youtube.com/KinToshi. UK Digital Services tax targets crypto exchange. This is from writer Martin Young for Cointelegraph. Britain's crypto exchanges will be levied with a 2% tax that is likely to be passed on to investors, warned Crypto UK. A recent update to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs HMRC regulations have introduced a digital services tax that will be levied on cryptocurrency exchanges operating in the United Kingdom. Crypto exchanges in the UK will now have to pay a 2% digital service tax, according to a Telegraph report. Britain's tax authority, HMRC, does not recognize digital assets as financial instruments, and therefore exchanges are ineligible for financial exemptions. On Sunday, the authority included cryptocurrency exchanges under the Treasury's tech tax. The digital services tax on revenue was introduced in April 2020, targeting social media and search giants such as Facebook and Google. The latest blow to crypto exchanges is a result of HMRC's classification of crypto assets, as the regulator explained. There's a wide range of crypto assets, each within different characteristics. It is said that because cryptocurrencies do not represent commodities, financial contracts, or money, it is unlikely that crypto asset exchanges can benefit from the exemption for online financial marketplaces. According to Crypto UK, the trade body representing the digital asset sector in Britain, the tax is unfair and is likely to be passed on to investors and traders. Executive Director Ian Taylor stated that treating cryptocurrencies differently from other financial instruments, such as stocks or commodities, is detrimental to the crypto sector. He added that it is another heavy blow to the industry following the arduous licensing system introduced by the Financial Conduct Authority (FCA) for exchanges. Since January, all UK-based crypto asset companies have had to comply with anti-money laundering regulations and register with the FCA. The regulator imposed a ban on crypto derivatives in January, and in June, the FCA warned consumers against 111 crypto firms that had yet to register with it. In April, Cointelegraph reported that HMRC was ramping up its efforts to snare crypto tax invaders and introduced explicit demands on details of digital assets holding on self-assessment forms. Britain's tax authorities reportedly demanded several crypto asset exchanges hand over details on customers from transactions and holdings in August 2019. All right, so that's a little bit about the UK Digital Service Tax targets crypto exchanges right there. Next article I have coming up here is from Reuters. Still haven't figured out how to pronounce that. It sounds like Reuters. I want to say like routers, but it's got no O in it. Currencies. This is from Lisa Pauline Lisa Pauline. I'm going to say that. And Meta Singh. Meta and Lisa. Let's say that. Cryptocurrencies, routers. Cryptocurrencies brace for winter virtual Adidas and a Bitcoin city. Omicron, the key points here, Omicron world major cryptocurrencies and other DeFi metaverses outperform Bitcoin. Also, plans to build Bitcoin City and Adidas partnering. Currencies survived one of the largest market shocks the earliest days of the pandemic last week. El Salvador, a notable dip buyer, while investors decided not to share Adidas' excitement over a foray into the buzzy metaverse. El Salvador plans to the world's first Bitcoin City and Adidas entry were the bright spots for digital week that saw major cryptocurrencies clobbered by fear over the new coronavirus variant Omicron. Bitcoin was down 0.5% on Monday and has lost about 70% of its value from a record 69,000 over the past 19 days, but rival currency Ether and tokens linked to the metaverse and decentralized finance applications have fared better. Adidas's move made waves after the German sportswear retailer said it was partnering with Coinbase Global Inc. Coin. It's trying to serve me ads here. In a tweet, although Adidas shares did not join that celebration. The company also bought a piece of virtual land called Adiverse in the blockchain world, based world sandbox, with the German company hinting it would build that out to offer virtual reality products, and comes at a time it has warned of a sales hit due to supply chain snags. That's something big because it is also a hint of what's about to hit the fan in a couple of months in the NFT space. The Adidas sneakers and other branded virtual clothes, shoes, and objects, said IPEC senior analyst at Swissquote. Quote, the price of sand, the virtual currency used to buy property and other items, jumped 90%. I think they just went into alpha as well from the beta. Jumped to $7.18 on the news, according to the CoinGecko, receiving a second boost since Facebook rebranded to Meta Platforms Inc. FB last month. Mana, the speculative currency used in leading blockchain-based online world Decentraland, surged 36% to $4.90. Land and other items in Decentraland are sold in the form of non-fungible token NFTs. The sandbox land is like basically unattainable. It's attainable, but not to anyone who's like middle class, really, or even to conservatives who keep their finances in a sturdy place to be buying like $20,000 pieces of land in a virtual land. And I messed around with the what is it called? Let me see here. Vox Edit, which is the editor. You can create things and upload them into the sandbox. And it's you really need to have a high-powered machine. It's a little bit janky, and to be editing stuff as a creator in the sandbox metaverse. So you gotta have a high-powered machine to do that. But you can create your own NFTs in it. Decentralized finance that are 3D and stuff, and game characters and whatnot. Decentralized finance-related tokens Solana, Sol, and Litecoin-based products returned 22% and 14.9% respectively in the 30 days to November 19th, with daily trading volume in the 21 shares Solana ETP nearly tripling to 3.6 million. Crypto Compare noted. Well, I missed this part right here. Yeah. I just missed a bunch here. Sorry about that. Mana is up $4.90. Yeah. Besides the sell-off triggered by news of Omicron, last week's biggest headwind to Bitcoin and Ether came from an Indian government announcement of a bill that would ban most private cryptocurrency transactions by the country's estimated 15 million to 20 million crypto investors, and survived the winter. Bitcoin traded around 4,376,477 Indian rupees, $58,000 on Indian exchange WazirX, a light premium to prices outside the country, reversing from a 15% discount on Tuesday after the announcement. It is as if a blanket ban in combination with China. You're talking two centers of the world's population that are effectively frozen out of crypto, said Simon Peters, crypto analyst at eToro. Elsewhere, El Salvador's president announced plans to build the world's first Bitcoin city, founded initially by Bitcoin bonds. El Salvador adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender in September. Average daily trading volumes across all digital assets product types fell by an average of 13% through October and to November 19th, while net inflows averaged 203 million, half that in October, according to the data from Crypto Compare. It showed that while assets under management in Bitcoin-related products had fallen 9.5% to 48.7 billion in the first 3 weeks of November, the largest month-on-month fall since July, assets and other products rose 5.4%. Decentraland's finance-related token, okay, so I read that part right there. Returned 22% and 14.9% respectively in 30 days to November 19th, with daily trading volume in 21 shares Solana ETP trading tripling to 3.6 million. And the Crypto Compare noted a patch virtual real estate in Decentraland sold for a record $2.4 million worth of cryptocurrency on November 23rd. The buyer, crypto investor Tokens.com, and Decentraland said. Meanwhile, the approaching December holiday season could increase volatility, while the U.S. Federal Reserve stimulus taper could be bearish for Bitcoin, analysts said. There should be more agnostic focus on the fact that we are in a bad part of the cycle for crypto here. The corrections could be epic, said Brent Donnelly, president at Market Insights from Spectra Markets. You can make sure you can survive winter. So that's that for that. A little bit more news there of what's going on. I'm going to bring up another article here. Google warns crypto miners are using compromised cloud accounts. The key points here, this is from writer for CNBC, Sam Sheed. Google said 86% of 50 recently compromised Google Cloud accounts were used to perform cryptocurrency mining. So Google has Google GM? I forgot what it was called. They have cloud servers you can build, just like Amazon AWS. Cryptocurrency mining is a for-profit activity that often requires large amounts of computing power, which Google Cloud customers can access at a cost. Malicious actors were observed performing cryptocurrency mining within compromised cloud instances, Google wrote in an executive summary in the report. Cryptocurrency miners were using compromised Google Cloud accounts for computationally intensive mining purposes, Google has warned. The search giant's cybersecurity team provided details in a report published Wednesday. The so-called Threat Horizons report aims to provide intelligence that allows organizations to keep their cloud environment secure. Malicious actors were observed performing cryptocurrency mining within compromised cloud instances, Google wrote in an executive summary of the report. Cryptocurrency mining is a for-profit activity that requires large amounts of computing power, which Google Cloud customers can access at a cost. Google Cloud is a remote storage platform where customers can keep data and files off-site. I thought it was named something else before, it was 4 years ago or something, their cloud service. Google said 86% of 50 recently compromised Google Cloud accounts were used to perform cryptocurrency mining. In the majority of cases, cryptocurrency mining software was downloaded within 22 seconds of the account being compromised, Google said. Around 10% of the compromised accounts were also used to conduct scans of other publicly available resources on the internet to identify vulnerable systems, while 8% of instances were used to attack other targets. Google said malicious actors were able to access Google Cloud accounts by taking advantage of poor customer security practices. Almost half of the compromised accounts were attributed to actors gaining access to the internet-facing cloud internet account, which had either no password or a weak password. As a result, the Google Cloud accounts could be easily scanned and brute forced. 2FA is what I say. Around a quarter of the compromised accounts were due to vulnerabilities in third-party software that had been installed by the owner. Bitcoin, the world's most popular cryptocurrency, had been criticized for being too energy-intensive. Bitcoin mining uses more energy than some entire countries. In May, police raided a suspected cannabis farm to find it was in fact an illegal Bitcoin mine. The cloud threat landscape in 2021 was more complex than just rogue cryptocurrency miners, of course, wrote Bob Mechler, director of the Office of the Chief Information Security Office at Google Cloud, and Seth Rosenblatt, security editor at Google Cloud. In a blog post, they said Google researchers also exposed a phishing attack by Russian group APT28 Fancy Bear at the end of September, adding that Google blocked the attack. Google researchers also identified a North Korean government-backed threat group which posed as Samsung recruiters to send malicious attachments to employees at several South Korean anti-malware cybersecurity companies. They added. All right. That's this. Google warns crypto miners are using compromised cloud accounts in the tech sector of CNBC. Let's go into some finance news here. That's a little bit of some blockchain news. We had some crypto news before that. Let's get some finance news. It's from Yahoo Finance. Ben Werschel, writer for Yahoo Finance. Advocates for cannabis banking reform hope to slip change through the end of the year. This is a senior producer and writer for Yahoo. And the House of Representatives had now passed legislation 5 easier for cannabis companies to access the banking system and process customer payments. Governors of 20 states have called over the finish line, but each effort has fallen short of the president's desk so far. The latest attempts for the bill's passage, called the Safe Banking Act, is a bit of a bank shot set to play out in the coming weeks. Let me see something here. Let's go. Message. Advocates led by Rep. Ed Perlmutter want to attach the legislation to the much larger National Defense Authorization Bill. The annual must-pass legislation to fund military operations around the world that Congress needs to enact by January 1st, 2022. Perlmutter said cannabis banking is relevant here because it's tied to national security issues like drug cartels and foreign money laundering. It's the Senate, and a quote here, but he's blunt on a larger reason for the holdup. It's the Senate, he told Yahoo Finance Live. The roadblock, Perlmutter said, are members of his own party. We've had resistance from Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Cory Booker, and they would like to have a much bigger piece of the legislation. Is that it? Okay. The main idea of Perlmutter's bill is to make it fully legal for banks and credit unions to provide financial services to the marijuana industry in states where the drug is legal. The current gray area, which has hampered the industry for years and often forces businesses to operate as dangerous cash-only operations, arise from the fact that marijuana is legal in many states but remains illegal at the federal level. Booker and others want to push through a larger effort to get at the root cause and solve the banking issue in the process. He has been pushing for legislation since 2017 to legalize marijuana at the federal level. In the past, Booker has vowed he will lay myself down to block efforts to pass the marijuana banking legislation before larger cannabis reform. And that makes sense, I guess. There have also been Republican efforts to push for legalization as well, with Representative Nancy Mace leading one effort. The only place this is controversial is in Washington, D.C. She recently told Yahoo Finance. I mean, you really got to have it legal on the federal level first to pass any sort of financial sort of laws around it, I would think. I support all of that, said Perlmutter, but I don't think they have the votes for that, and I'm pretty sure the votes in the Senate are there for safe banking. Industry analysts have agreed with his assessment in a research note. Barclays analyst recently said that they didn't see cannabis being legalized under the Biden administration. What is it? Oh, okay. Little map there of what's legal and what's not in the U.S. Nonetheless, it's unclear whether advocates like Perlmutter can successfully maneuver a banking measure into Congress's massive annual defense spending bill. It was included in the House version, and a bipartisan group of senators are pushing to include safe banking provisions in the Senate version. But the overall bill has been stalled in recent days in a standoff over individual amendments. Perlmutter acknowledged his efforts is competing with Congress's hefty December to-do list. This month is going to be very busy, he said. In addition to the military spending bill, Congress is facing a possible government shutdown, a possible debt ceiling default, and the Build Back and Better Act, the centerpiece of President Biden's domestic agenda. I think all these things will come together and move forward together, Perlmutter said, adding, "I'm the eternal optimist." That's a good statement. So that's his Yahoo Finance there. And advocates, oh, no wonder it was running so slow. Wish they wouldn't autoplay the videos. Advocates for cannabis banking reform hope to slip change through by the end of the year. Let's spin up the next article here and keep on going. I've got 4 more articles. 2 more in finance and 2 in technology. We're going to close out the stream for the day. I got to go run business things. There's another one from Yahoo Finance. This is from Brian Sawsey, anchor, editor-at-large at Yahoo Finance. Oil prices have tanked so hard, traders are assuming planes won't fly for 3 months. Mr. Goldman Sachs. Let me stop their little video from playing here. Oil prices have come down way too fast on Omicron concerns, says Goldman Sachs oil strategist Damien Corvalin. In fact, the price correlate is borderline comical per Corvalin's calculations. The lack of discretionary buying activity in the face of an uncertain new COVID variant has therefore left prices in free fall and pricing in a dire demand outlook. We estimate, based on our pricing model, that the market has now priced in a mammoth millions per barrel per day negative demand hit over the next 3 months with no offsetting OPEC plus response, pointed out Corvalin in a new research note on Wednesday. Corvalin added, to put this into context, this would represent any of these extreme outcomes, not a single plane flying around the world for 3 months, or 2 half as intense as a 2Q20 global lockdown, or 3, a world even worse off than before vaccinations. The combination of global jet demand falling to last winter's level as a twice as large hit to the EU demand in the Alpha variant last winter, twice as large a hit to Chinese demand the Delta variant this summer. The relative parallel nature of the sell-off, with back-end prices down $7 BBL, could also be interpreted as the market pricing in a shallower but longer demand hit. C.4 MB/D hit over 3 months, with C.3 MB/D of this is a permanent impact offset by higher OPEC plus spare capacity. WTI crude oil prices have plunged 12% since November 24th on worries the new variant will stunt global demand. As Yahoo Finance's Jared Blaker notes, oil prices are now down 23% from their recent high. Shares of oil majors Exxon and BP have shed 7.2% and 9.8% respectively in the last 5 sessions, according to Yahoo Finance Plus data. The sell-off in oil comes amid a violent broader market pullback this week, which continued on Tuesday. I had a dream I had to fill up my car vehicle with gas. And maybe it has something to do with the price. I don't know. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged 652 points in Tuesday trading, while the NASDAQ Composite and S&P 500 were also deeply in the red. All 30 Dow components were in the red of the session, except for Apple and Merck. I mean, currently, I got enough gas in the vehicle right now. We'll see how it goes and the prices when I have to refill that tank on the Ultra Premium. We view the move lower in prices as excessive but understandable, in the context of low year-end liquidity and risk appetite. Given the large uncertainties at this time, we await further news on the variance, development, and additional restrictions imposed before refreshing our supply and demand balances and oil price forecast. Although again, reiterate our view that the market has far overshot the likely impact of the latest variant on oil demand and the structural repricing higher due to the dramatic change in the oil supply reaction function still ahead of us, Corvalin noted. Is that it? That's it. All right. So that's oil prices have tanked so hard, traders are assuming planes won't fly for 3 months. A statement from Goldman Sachs. Let's go. We got this other one from Yahoo Finance News here. From Yahoo Finance, writer for Yahoo Finance, a producer, reporter. The world's most sustainable vehicle as electric vehicle competition heats up. It seems among the investor community, all everyone talks about are the EV electric vehicle stocks, and only the big ones at that: Tesla, Rivian, and Lucid. The EV company that's been flying radar, that is until it had big news at this year's Los Angeles show, is Fisker Incorporated. Fisker, founded and run by legendary automotive designer Henrik Fisker, unveiled the production version of its Ocean EV SUV. Overall, it's a competitive package penned by Henrik himself, and in top trim form, the Ocean is targeting over 350 miles of range from an all-wheel drive dual motor setup, pumping out 540 horsepower. While those are noteworthy figures, there are other EVs that can match these figures in the price range around $65,000 for the higher-end Ocean. The real twist here is the base Ocean, called the Ocean Sport, that will use a smaller range battery targeting around 250 miles of range, and a single-motor front-wheel drive that will start before any state and local incentives at $37,499. At that level price, no one so far, even Tesla, can match that price in the premium EV landscape. Yahoo Finance spoke to Henrik Fisker at the LA Auto Show about how the company plans to make this pricing work. We have a whole asset-light business model. It's a little bit like Apple Foxconn. If you want Apple Foxconn, I don't know what Foxconn is, but anyways, if you want, in terms, we concentrate on the product, the marketing, the design, the development, and then we outsource manufacturing. Fisker said, from the company's imposing stand on the convention floor, we don't have to put thousands of dollars in each car because we have to keep the lights on in the factory and pay real estate taxes and whatever it all is. This must be this Ocean Sport vehicle. Looks like an SUV. It basically is an SUV. Fisker is using a large contract manufacturer, Magna MGA, to build its Ocean SUV. Okay, yes, I said SUV right there. Magna makes cars and large components for clients like BMW, GM, and even Ferrari. In addition, one area that's put upward pressure on the price tags of EVs are batteries. Fisker is using CATL, the world's largest battery manufacturer, to make a custom package for the Ocean using cheaper LFP lithium ion phosphate battery cells for the Ocean Sport model and more energy-dense nickel, manganese, cobalt cells for the extended range Ocean trim levels. Is this playing a video for me? Yeah. End that up. On top of all that, Fisker wants this car to be the most sustainable car on the planet, hence the name Ocean. So the idea with the vehicle is to make the world's most sustainable vehicle. So we've got a solar roof that can give you up to 1,500 miles for a year. We've got a fully vegan interior with recycled materials, he says. Even all the carpets are made from recycled plastic bottles and fishing nets from the ocean. The carbon fiber elements on the car and the wheels are, you guessed it, recycled. With 20,000 reservations in the order book right now, the company is seeing good interest in a car that won't see the streets until the third quarter of 2022, but this is according to the plan. Fisker understands that production versus prototyping is hard. Tesla's Elon Musk says that this almost on a weekly basis. It's an extremely complicated process that requires proper systems, technical partners, and of course, capital to get it right. The challenge for EV startups, Fisker says, is how to ramp up and produce several 100,000 vehicles a year and not take 10 years to do it. This is where Fisker's partner Magna comes into play with its capability to produce thousands of cars of thousands of cars a year. Coupled with the new capital raises the Fisker has made this year, $1 billion through its SPAC IPO and $600 million in a debt offering to invest in R&D and acquire know-how and parts from technical partners. It's the only way startups can compete with with the GMs and Fords of the world. The car is made of about 1,500 parts, or even more, depending on how many screws you count. And all these parts have to come in just in time. They have to be put together exactly at the right time in the right sequence, Fisker says. I think most EV startups underestimate that. It has taken the traditional car industry many, many decades to perfect this, and that's what they're really good at. All right, so this is from Yahoo Finance piece about this new, most sustainable car in the world. Fisker unveils the world's most sustainable vehicle as electric competition heats up the ocean. SUV. I've got two pieces of technology news here. I'm going to close out the stream for the day. Chat if you'd like to chat. All these articles will be on the recap on the YouTube side. Tech regulation article links. So they'll be in the description box in the article links. Sorry, on the video. Tech regulation leads the agenda at UK G7 forum. This is from Reuters, being ported over to US News. So government leaders and policymakers discuss working together to ensure the internet remains open and democratic, and to improve online safety by better regulation at a conference in London, a British minister said. The two-day Future Tech Forum marked the end of Britain's G7 digital and tech presidency, built on a declaration in April to create more productive and resilient global economy with digital technology at its heart. Minister for Tech and the Digital Economy Chris Philp told Reuters. All right, I don't want to tell me about t-shirts and underwear. Great, I want this to stop playing. It's trying to serve me videos automatically. Bogs the internet server down, even if it's a high-speed internet server. The conference has been about setting the future agenda for the way we cooperate and collaborate on technology, he said on an interview on Tuesday. It's been about how we can harness technology for good around, for example, the challenges of climate change, around health challenges, and around tackling global problems like the digital divide. Britain is taking the lead in stepping up regulation of social media platforms with its proposed online safety legislation. Philp said policymakers at the forum who came from countries such as the United States, South Korea, and Finland want to cooperate in developing tech regulation. So the G7 is like the 8-7 leading industrial nations that come together. And there's also G9 as well, but there's a G7 that comes together, and they all talk about which way the world's going to go in certain aspects. And this one is about the technology of regulations. All right, most of the countries represented here want to strike a balance in making sure the benefits of tech can be fully embraced and realized, at the same time protecting the public, he said. The bill has been examined by a committee of lawmakers, which is due to report by December 10th. Will be going further than any other country to regulate social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, UK Secretary of State Digital Nadine Dorries told the conference, which was closed to media. Maybe that's why Jack Dorsey stepped down, because regulations on he doesn't want to deal with the headache anymore. The legislation could, and that's not what he said in his statement, but I'm just making a little joke there. The legislation could result in big tech companies facing fines of up to 10% of turnover if they fail to remove and limit the spread of illegal content such as child sexual abuse. Yeah, that makes sense completely. All right, so that's that. Let's go into gadgets.ndtv. Last tech article I have here is on technology and technology of astronomy. So astronomers find two new galaxies hiding behind a curtain of dust. The new findings suggest that there were far more galaxies in the early universe than previously thought. This is edited by Gadgets 360 News Desk and updated. The music trapped in the corners of the universe are far more exciting than anyone could ever imagine. With each passing day and month, astronomers new riddles and solve them. And what is puzzling? What is As puzzling as they are delightful, sometimes astronomers find things in a place they least expect them to be. And that's exactly what happened with a group of astronomers looking for a simple sample of distant galaxies. Using radio waves, they discovered two invisible galaxies hiding behind a curtain of dust near the dawn of the universe. The curtain of dust was hitherto obscuring the galaxies from their view. The galaxies had been named Rebels 12-2 and Rebels 20-2, and they were among the most distant known galaxies. Although the light from them has traveled 13 billion years to reach Earth, the galaxies are actually much farther away than that now. A staggering 29 billion light years away. This is because the universe continuously expands. The astronomers use the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, ALMA, which captures radio waves. The researchers have detailed the discovery in a paper published in the Nature journal. The study suggests that there are far more galaxies in the early universe than previously thought and raises new questions about our understanding of the universe. The astronomers have calculated that 10 to 20% of galaxies from the early universe may be hiding behind dust clouds, waiting to be discovered someday. Astronomers usually use the Hubble Space Telescope to study cosmic mysteries, though it has been unobstructed. Though it has the most unobstructed view of the universe, Hubble can't see everything as it watches the skies, mostly in ultraviolet and invisible wavelengths of light. So the group of astronomers use the ALMA telescope, which operates in wavelengths of 32 millimeters to 3.6 millimeters. Pascal Osh, an author of the study, said they were looking at a group of very distant galaxies with ALMA, and then they noticed the two of them had a neighbor that wasn't expected to be there at all. Both these neighboring galaxies were surrounded with dust, which blocked some of their light, and Hubble couldn't see them. We were trying to put the big puzzle around the universe's formation together and answer the most basic question: where does it all come from? The astronomers are now waiting on more powerful instruments to be put in space so that their work can move forward. One of these power tools is the James Webb Space Telescope, which will specialize in infrared imaging in the cosmos. That is set to launch toward the end of this year, likely on December 22nd. So that's that there. Astronomers find two new galaxies hiding behind a curtain of dust. All right, that's all I have for the day today. And let's see here. So if you're on the YouTube side, please do subscribe, turn on the bell notifications here to Blockchain Tech and Finance News, and I'll see you all back tomorrow with some more news. Stay well, stay safe. Cheers, ciao, peace be with you.